Hey guys, my name is CONSTRUCTOR'S Gaming and today I'm back with another video, and today I'm back with part 10 on F1 2019 career mode here in Bristol. One of my home Grand Prix, and one of my favourite Grand Prix, and one of my best performance Grand Prix. But yeah, that's going to be the end of that little intro. Welcome to the British Grand Prix. Hopefully we can get a good result. As you did, if you haven't seen the last couple of videos, I would suggest you go watch that. We've had a brilliant run of points positions. And yeah, after practice, we're going to get a pretty decent amount of resource points, completing 4 of the practice programs that we were set. I don't even bother with the ERS or the fuel management because I don't know. It's just too much effort, and I don't really care about it, to be honest. So yeah, that is the end of practice. We get a pretty decent amount of resource points. 636 we're up to now, and we might be able to carry that. Well, we might be able to gain a little bit more through the British Grand Prix weekend. We've got a race and the qualifying next, but at the moment we're stuck with this. We need this drag reduction major upgrade to go on the car before we can even upgrade anywhere else on the car. But anyway, enough of that rambling on. Let's go into qualifying for the British Grand Prix, where hopefully we can get into Q3 for the first time.
It's time once again then for qualifying here at Silverstone on what we're hoping will be a tight contest for pole position. Many of the drivers have commented on the challenge posed by the high-speed direction changes around this circuit, but you still need to be quick in a straight line. Is that a fair layman's appraisal?
It's easy to make your car quick in a straight line, you just take all the downforce off. But when it comes to a track like this, you really need a bit more of a compromise. The main focus here is carrying speed through the fast-flowing corners, but you still don't want to be a sitting duck on the straight.
So here we are in Q1, set a 1 lap time here in qualifying 1, and we go P3 with a 1:31.2. I'm pretty sure it says at the end of that session, though, we dropped down to P6. Not actually that bad. We're only 1 second slower. Not even 1 second. We're just under 1 second slower than what Sebastian Vettel in the Ferrari set. George Russell also managed to get through in P11 with Carlos Sainz, Lance Stroll, Devon Butler, Romain Grosjean, and Alexander Albon. Of all the retirements from Q2, Q1, and unfortunately they didn't make it into Q2. But this is our Q2 first run. We set a 1:32.1. That's actually slower than what we set in qualifying 1. Which is a bit unfortunate, a bit weird. So this is our end of Q2 run. We got 1 minute on the board. We're up to our 3 tenths. I'm pretty sure it says going through the first end of this first sector, and then at the end of the second sector after Maggotts and Beckett's, about 5 tenths up. But we're up about nearly a second, I think it says, as we go through the final couple of corners. Up the line, we're currently P15. Where are we going to go for the British Grand Prix? We go P6 for Q2. What a lap! And that's where we finished. We dropped down 1 position, but we're in the Q3 for the first time in the F1 2019 career mode. We've got George Russell, who unfortunately come 12th, alongside Kimi Raikkonen, Lucas Weber, Lando Norris, and Nico Hulkenberg, all the other retirements that didn't make it into Q3. But we're into Q3 for the first time in this career mode. Hopefully we can set a good lap time, but this is our first run in Q3. It's going to be 1:30.8. That's a very, very good lap, to be honest with you. But this is our fastest run of this the weekend, and probably the fastest well, yeah, it's going to be our fastest run whatever around this track this season, because we're not coming back. So we're actually down on time going through the first couple of corners there into braking zone for turn 3, still down by 2 tenths, but making it up on the exits. We did go wide in turn 3 on the first lap there. Now going on to the run, a little kink of the left-hander. Now we've got DRS, we're still down by only 0.02 of a second. We're still making that time back again. Overtake mode in ERS, now dropping down to medium, just so you can save enough drive for the end of the lap. And we're up into the greens now. So that is very, very good. Still going green through Brooklands, I'm pretty sure it's called. I can't remember all of the names. Now then, start finish straight. Still up, going good. We're still actually currently P3 after that first run, so that is a very good lap, that first run that we had in Q3. This is going to be even better. We lose all our time though, going through cops. I'm pretty sure that's cops. We're now through Maggers and Beckers. We gained so much time on the AI. Look at the car we're following. We've gained him so much through there. He's actually going to give us a little bit of slipstream down this hangar straight. I'm pretty sure. Go purple in the middle sector as well. So that's always what you like. 3 temps up, I'm pretty sure we're going to be going into Stowe, I'm pretty sure. And now we've got Club coming up right at the end with the left-hander and then the right-hander and then another right-hander. Who is in front of us? K-Mag. He's given us a little bit of a tow. Maybe dirty air through this last couple of sectors, last couple of corners. We dropped down the P5, but up to the line, where are we going to be qualifying for the British Grand Prix? I'm pretty sure it's a P6, which is fantastic. So good. Oh, that is so good. Jesus Christ.
And with qualifying complete,
P6 and the bloody Williams. I knew I was good around this track, but I didn't know I was that good. Jesus. We did better in this track than we did in Canada. Those upgrades for the aerodynamics worked there. Like, they've worked wonders there. Like, Jesus Christ, that is so good. We're going to gain 2 points over both, well, 1 point over both our rivals. We're now 3 points ahead of Devon Butler and also George Russell, who our rivalry is a bit further on than Devon's, but we're still beating both of them. So it's all good in the hood as we get a pretty decent amount of resource points. 220 moves up to 855. Our rep with other teams is also going up, which is fantastic. Our rep with Williams is all the way up as well.
I think we can call that a successful
but yeah,
qualifying.
next up is the race where all the points matter. So qualifying, that's very good qualifying, but the race is where it happens. So let's go into that race for the British Grand Prix.
The pain of parting is nothing to the joy of meeting again. And how joyous indeed it is to be back at Silverstone once more for the British Grand Prix. The queues to get in this morning extended miles back down the A43, such as the enthusiasm for Formula One in this country. The 3.6 mile long Silverstone circuit is one of the longest of the season, with 18 corners in the current layout. With average lap speeds reaching around 145 miles per hour, it's also one of the quickest tracks of the year. Watch out for cars taking the right-handers of Abbey and Copse flat out. With the Grand Prix nearly upon us, Anthony Davidson is by my side once again to offer his perspective. Let me ask you about Racing Point. What do you make of their performance so far this season?
Well, the atmosphere within that team seems very positive at the moment. Everyone seems like they're in great spirits and having a lot of fun doing what they do, and that's definitely contributed to the performances we've seen.
With the race minutes away from starting, here's what today's grid rundown looks like. An immense lap from Lewis Hamilton yesterday puts him on pole position, and starting alongside him P2 is Sebastian Vettel. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Leclerc, Bottas, Max Verstappen, Joker, Gasly, Magnussen, Ricciardo and Sergio Perez, Raikkonen, Russell, Lucas Faber and Norris, Hülkenberg, Sainz, Lance Stroll and Devon Butler. Grosjean and Alexander Albon picks up the last spot on the grid. And now it's time to head down to the track.
So here we are on the grid ahead of the British Grand Prix. It's going to be a one-stop strategy. The softs, I keep going back to the 2018 tyres. The softs to the mediums. And yeah, hopefully we can get a good Grand Prix. It's starting P6, so there is faster cars right behind us. So we might lose a couple of positions from the start. Especially as the AI have really, really good starts in like this game for some reason. I don't know why. But they just have really overpowered starts. So hopefully we can get that Red Bull, especially. I think it's Pierre Gasly, probably Pierre Gasly, as is not as good as his teammate. Unfortunately, he was so good at Toro Rosso, but he's ruined his career, I feel, going to Red Bull. But anyway, let's hope we can keep that Red Bull behind us, as maybe that Haas and the Renault might be our biggest challenges on the first lap. But yeah, hopefully we can keep them all behind us. Well, hopefully we can keep the whole field behind us, but line up on the grid ahead of the British Grand Prix. We're going to have an excited home crowd. Well, hopefully we excite the home crowd. But we've got 2, 3, 4, 5 lights ahead of the British Grand Prix. My team's home Grand Prix as well. We've had an awful start. We've already got mugged by Pierre Gasly on our left-hand side and Ricciardo on our left-hand side. And on the right-hand side is actually K-Mag. We're going to go in between both of them. bloody hell. Just bottlenecked through the both of them, and we're still behind Pierre Gasly here. He was actually broke really late and let us go past. Why is Pierre Gasly giving us back P6 as Lance Stroll now out of the Grand Prix? Let's have another replay of what on earth happened at the start. We get mugged off the start here. We're going 3 wide, going into turn 1. Then I get bottled next. Magnussen, I'm pretty sure, just, yeah, I don't know. He just got hit in the rear. I didn't think I touched him, to be honest. So let's have a look at this. Did we touch K-Mag here? He's gone on our left-hand side, right-hand side, actually. We got here, this corner. I don't actually think, I didn't touch K-Mag, so we got hit in the rear, and he just span off, and that's caused the Lance Stroll to be out this Grand Prix. But lap 1, safety car, a second safety car of the season, and we're involved once again, which isn't really a good record. But we've managed to keep the Red Bull behind us, even though he gave that position for free. I'm not sure what he's doing, but lap 3, the safety car is now in, and we're going to go racing as we come around the final couple of corners. We've had a really bad exit. AI ran this corner, this last corner, little kink of right-hander. They're so good, and we're going to be under pressure from Pierre Gasly going into turn 1. We're going to go flat out. Like, we actually had to lift off there just because we took a really bad line, but it's taken us until lap 6 to be under pressure anymore, as our tyres are almost dead because they're on soft tyres. Our pit stop is meant to be lap 8, but Pierre Gasly is now going around our outside into Stowe, and we've managed to lose position to Pierre Gasly there. But we might have the inside line going into the chicane, will we? Yes, we are. We're going to send up his inside. We've got the outside line for the next the penultimate corner, and we're going to have the outside line for the final corner. We're going to have a worse run than Gasly. They always get so much better traction than us. When we ever run into turn 1, we're going to be better under the brakes. Well, we don't even have to brake at all, but at the end of the hanger straight, we're at the inside into Stowe once again, where he overtook us a lap earlier. We're at the inside line. He's got a better traction round the outside, but we've cut back to the inside, going into the chicane. We're going to go deeper than normal just to cover him off and block him so he can't overtake us any more than what he already has. But there you go, we're back up with the P6. That's now lap 8. He's coming back at us a lap later on hanger straight. He's going to go round the outside of Stowe. This is the same move he's done on lap 6, but we're going to come into the pits on this lap as well. We're going to go for the undercut. By the looks of it, Pierre Gasly stayed out, which should be a good thing, because if all the AI stay out, with this pit lane being so long, we should really be in some clean air and probably be able to set some pretty decent lap times, and maybe get an undercut, a really well worked undercut on Gasly, and maybe even Verstappen. We might be able to gain some time on Verstappen, but as it stands, going into our pit box, we're going to be last place. Actually no, we're going to be P18, as now we're in last place. We were 1.8 second pit stop from the Williams team there. Norris has gone past us, now that's demoted us into last place as Stroll is out of this Grand Prix. But yeah, lap 9, we've got to take these tyres all the way to the end, these sort of medium tyres. We shouldn't actually be that bad. Tyre wear isn't too bad around this track, as we now overtaken Daniel Ricciardo, K-Mag and Perez, the people who is racing, to be honest, behind Gasly on lap 11 I mean. Our teammate is now into the pits. We're going to overtake Norris. We've had such a better run. His tyres are dead now, so he's probably going to be in the pits at the end of this lap as it moves us up into P15. And look at this gaggle of cars. Gasly's in the pits now, and look at the undercut we've had on him. He's already lost a position to Norris as well, and one of the Force India's racing points, I'm sorry. Look at that. That is such a well worked undercut in my opinion there. As now Albon's into his pit stop, and so's Norris, and one of the it's actually Kimi Raikkonen, one of the Alfa Romeos, I'm going to say Sauber there, going to mess both of the cars up in this in this race commentary. So yeah, but lap 17 now, Valtteri Bottas is out of this Grand Prix. That's going to promote us one more position to P5 for this British Grand Prix. Fantastic result as it was in P6, but P5 now, extra 2 points, I'm pretty sure. I think you get 8 points for P6 and 10 points for P5. But yeah, that's the Mercedes driver out of the Grand Prix, moving us up into P5, and we're going to get 10 points for this Grand Prix if we can just hold on for the next 10 laps. Well, 9.5. But lap 21, Perez is out of this Grand Prix. One of the cars right behind us, he's gone up in smoke from the rear of that racing point. Yeah, we are moving forward in this Grand Prix. We are just defending. We're losing cars in front of us and behind us, but Lewis Hamilton wins his home Grand Prix for the Mercedes driver, their Mercedes team as well. But we're going to come around the last corner Now, this little kink of the right hand are going to go over the curb just so we can celebrate with our team to come home for a P5. What a result. Whoa. A home Grand Prix, and we've come home in P5. That is 2 British drivers in the points. A fantastic, fantastic result for the home nation. Especially Lewis Hamilton and us, to be honest. Don't take anything away from us. I'm not being cocky or anything, but P5 in a bloody Williams. That is fantastic. That is, like, that's never happened before in the 2019 season. It's not even happened that they've got points, so I will take that. That we're so far ahead of Williams that they are in real life, which is fantastic. I'm so happy with that. Yeah, it's unbelievable. But here comes the podium. It's actually going to be 3 teams on the podium. I think that's the first time that's happened in this F1 2019 career. We've got Williams, nice. We've got a Mercedes, a Red Bull of Max Verstappen, and the Ferrari of Charles Leclerc on the podium. The Monegasque getting still a 2nd place there. So congratulations to all 3 podium drivers there. Really well deserved. And maybe one day we'll be on that podium in our home Grand Prix. I can't wait for that, if that ever happens. Lucas Weber also coming having a good result. He's coming 7th. George Russell actually, so we've got 3 of British drivers into the points there. George Russell actually comes in 10th place, so that's another points finish for the Williams team. We're still in 8th place, but we've closed the gap to Perez. We're only 3 points behind Perez now in the Drivers' Championship, and we're only 1 point behind Renault in the Constructors. We're still miles behind Racing Point there, who are on 65 points. We're on 40, so we're only 20 points behind best of the rest. Ricciardo's moved up into P10, so's Weber moved up into P12, and our teammates also moved up as a position. I'm not sure what position that was, but now Claire wants to speak to us after that fantastic result. That was a good race for Lucas Weber. Are you pleased to see them doing well? Yeah, of course I'm pleased to see him doing well. He's my old teammate, almost as pleased as I am, is what I was going to say, but I'm always here to see an old teammate doing well. Devon Butler did it much better in today's race than he did in qualifying. Were you expecting that? Yeah, he's a pretty decent driver. All 3 of us have come up. Well, actually, there's 5 of us come up from the 2019 season. 6 of us actually have come up from the 2019 season there. 2018 F2 season, so we're all doing well. But yes, apparently we're breaking all expectations. And do I have any comments about that collision? That I'm guessing they're saying about the start. I'm just going to put no comment because there's no point ruining our reputation for something I didn't really have much control over that. I just took the racing line and I got squeezed into, and whatever happened behind me happened. We've gained 2 points over our teammate, Devon Butler, I mean. So we're now 5 points ahead of him in that rivalry. We're still equal in points with George Russell there, but we're going to get a pretty decent amount of resource points from that Grand Prix. So we've got 100% clean laps. Also beating our team goal, so that moves us up into 1,666 resource points. The devil's number there. Hopefully that's not a thing to come for when the upgrade goes on the car. And hopefully it doesn't fail, and hopefully we're not cursed as well. So, yeah, hopefully that happens. Doesn't happen, I mean. That would be really appreciated. But yeah, that's it. Purchased on the car. We have 682 points still left, so we're going to go actually with a powertrain upgrade. Just because we're slacking, look. We've almost caught up to our powertrain. But with our aerodynamics has already caught up to our powertrain nearly. And with that ultimate, the major upgrade for the drag, it definitely will be overtaking it. We've also, we can't afford a major upgrade for the chassis, which we're still miles behind the next car. We've actually are now the 5th best in aerodynamics, so that's actually really good progress. After a long time thinking about it, I'm actually going to go with the powertrain upgrade. A new crankshaft, which should be fantastic. It might move us up a little bit powertrain wise, because we are currently 2nd or 3rd best because of that Mercedes power unit, which is overpowered as fuck. But yeah, look at that. We've left Toro Rosso, myself, Williams, McLaren, as well as Alfa Romeo have just left Toro Rosso behind. They've had no upgrades for a couple of Grand Prix now. The last time they had an upgrade was France. We're going to go into... We've had Britain and Austria and they've had no upgrades. So that's not really what you want to be doing when the title and the midfield is so close to this. Like, the upgrade race is so tight and you don't really want to be messing up there. But we're going to Germany just to see if this powertrain upgrade goes on our car. We've got a new team objective, a new contract objective as well. And yeah, the powertrain upgrade does go on the car. We've moved ahead of Alfa Romeo now, but also McLaren, they've brought a new upgrade for this German Grand Prix, so they've moved even further ahead of us. I think they had a major upgrade, so hopefully our major drag reduction doesn't get failed and goes on the car as well, so we can overtake them again. But anyway, that's going to be the next video. Hope you guys have enjoyed the British Grand Prix. Next up is Germany. I was just gaming, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.